I haven't been practicing fighting long, but I'm eager to learn more. I can't shake the memory of Rian almost dying to those skeletons, and I hate I couldn't help him. We keep meeting more people I want to protect, and, well, at least I won't be small forever. Maybe today's the day I finally get a taste of the bad guys. You think Yetis taste good? The hunt begins again on Short Quest, Long Rest.
Will still be able to make Hundlestone by day's end, but it will probably take you the entirety of the day.
Wait, how deep was the snow that they trudged through for that hour?
For the hour, about waist high.
For everyone else.
Yeah.
For Rian, yeah. For you, you're gone. Anyone observing the party thinks that there are about 4 people in it. You know, a really short dwarf whose head is just like, you know, it's up to his chin almost as he's following in the path that the
just
taller
walking
people make.
in the carving that everyone else is making.
Yeah.
Because that would be pretty nice.
Probably pressing out the sides.
Yeah, I think Rian would offer Tavini like a piggyback ride, essentially. But
don't be insulting.
You look like you might be. Oh no, I'm just saying. You look like you're struggling back there. If you need, I can carry you. Are you all right, or do you want to? You know, it's no biggie, and say you're not too heavy or nothing, so...
I would say, with snowshoes, Tavini would be able to walk over this new dusting of snow over everything if you wanted.
Oh, on top? That would be awesome.
Nice.
Like, we're trudging through and she's actually height with us because she's walking next to the path.
That's funny.
Yeah, considering, like, if she attempted to walk through behind everyone and she was just like constantly bumping into the sides of the snow that's above her head, she would eventually just go and pull on her snowshoes and climb up and walk on top.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is very interesting. She is able to stay abreast of most of you.
Hey, she's almost head height.
Yeah, exactly. She'd be standing right about our height now if it's a thing. We're like, oh, that's a cute little trick there. Like, man, you got it easier than us. That's fantastic.
Must be nice.
Thank you for the offer, but I manage.
No, obviously you do. Like, you're doing great. So let's push on. I want to get to Hundlestone before we hit nightfall. If there's another storm coming, I don't want to be caught out in this again.
Alrighty, so back out on the road, those of you with snowshoes are able to travel comfortably. And, you know, hour passes, 2 hours. The storm continuing to gradually die down. And as you start to see the wisps of smoke in the distance on the other side of the hills there, indicating the presence of the town on the other side, you do hear very abruptly from a stand of trees a little ways off the road to your left, a terrible roar, a very familiar roar, and what sounds like a human voice roaring in answer. This very, very loud, well, come on then, I can take you.
I think Filgrid would look at Rian like
point his shield towards the voice.
Yeah, I think Rian's definitely pulling out his shield and being like, what the hell was that? That sounded like a person.
You don't say.
Should probably go check it out. I think Rian will push forward.
Probably could, but he can't see over the snow.
Alright.
Yeah. He's just got his eyes above. He's like...
And you do see, through some of the trees to your immediate left, is what appears to be a narrow trail that sort of leads off the road there. So, Rian first, then Krellick, who's following behind.
We'll follow.
Felgrin, and then Dreamer taking up the rear.
With Tavini.
Yep.
Yep, Tavini. Well, Tavini should be right next to us. She can walk right on the snow.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Alrighty.
Yeah, trudging. Just sweating in that cold.
Yeah,
That's like the worst feel too. Like when it's like when you are pouring sweat in like heavy, like snow gear.
we're just gonna
out
be
in the freezing
soaked
cold.
up to our waist.
Yeah.
It's going
exactly.
to
Freezing water.
take a moment for the map to load, but
Ooh, we want to have serious maps.
Loading snow encounter.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
all right. So you enter into a large clearing, a wooded glade. You can faintly see a rustic cottage through the trees on the opposite end of this glade. But more pressingly, you can hear the sounds of bestial roars and battle cries. There is a very large, within the center of this glade, rocky sort of outcropping that hides whatever is on the other side of it from you. But you can just barely make out a huge man with a massive greatsword fending something off as he is shouting again that voice that had called out a challenge. I would like each of you to roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative. Right click on the thing. Yeah, the thing, yeah, roll a circle. Not great. Roll the 7. What's Mary roll?
11.
Nah. I'm gonna have Mary take the same. She rolled a 19. I rolled a 7, so I'm gonna have her take the same initiative order as me.
Alrighty.
First up, other than the bad guy.
The bad guy.
So, as you
Oh, thank you. Changed it for me.
follow one another into this glade, Tavini sort of walking along atop the deeper drifts of snow on your snowshoes. You watch as stepping out from behind the rock, and I really think only Tavini is in a position to see this thing, a very large, we're talking several feet taller than this very large man that it's fighting, Yeti, white-furred, huge canines, curled ram's horns, and a face that is just full of fury, bearing down on this man and taking a swipe at him.
In very dreamer-like fashion, Tavini just goes, "Oh no."
Oh.
It misses with its initial claw attack, actually almost knocking the battle axe he holds out of his hands. But this man that it is attacking manages to hold his grip on his weapon. And you can see, and everyone else can see now that you get a better look at him, that he is just covered in wounds already. Seems to be swaying on his feet as he takes a blow from this creature. And that is going to bring us to Tavini. What are you doing?
Oh boy, I did not expect to be going up first.
Just charge, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to check what the range on this is.
What you trying to fire?
60 feet. Cool. Seeing that this guy is looking very bloodied and he's fighting very, very large, Yeti, Tavini will run forward, and then, she doesn't have her shield out yet because she doesn't know what they're going into, so she's, instead she grabs her holy symbol, and she says a very quick, prayer. And then she extends her hand out towards the guy, and there's a sort of shimmer around him as she casts Shield of Faith on the man.
Oh, nice.
Alright.
So he
So +2 to his AC, which will be desperately needed. And deeply appreciated. Are you moving anywhere else with your turn?
she's going to get as close as she can, so she's got a little bit more movement.
You have another, I think... Yeah, you have 15 feet of movement still, I think.
I think that's as close as she can get.
Bop.
I think you can go one more square, right?
Yeah. Each square is going to
Yeah.
be 5 tiles, so...
Yeah, so you 25, right?
Yeah, you started off back there. Yeah, you got one more. There you go.
Yeah. 25.
Help is on the way! She calls.
The man who's fighting only briefly glances over, and there is a look of relief that passes over his very battle-worn features. You hear a, "Thank goodness there's someone here to help," And as the Yeti lashes out again at him, he is going to take an attack against it with that great axe in his hand for 9 slashing damage.
Nice.
So from where you are, Tavini, you can see a spray of red blood as his axe bites into this creature's forearm. And that is going to be Felgrin's turn. What have you got for us?
He would move over here. Oh, yeah, he's big.
Means he's an easier target.
Think you would yell, like, move away from it, you lunatic! And then cork up a chaos bolt, or uncork a chaos bolt.
All right.
Just cork it up. You don't want to let that out.
No, I do want to.
You doing any sort of Tide to Chaos here?
I don't think for the first one.
18 definitely connects. Go ahead, give us that damage.
Tides of Chaos not needed.
Okay. Man, that was a shitty roll.
Alright, so...
1 of 5.
Yeah. 1 and a 5, are we doing acid or lightning to it?
I think it'll be a nice undulating lightning bolt. Just Emperor
Nice.
Palpatine style.
Alright. Going with the blue color or anything crazy from our wild magic sorcerer?
No, his would be a bright green.
Nice.
Alright.
That's cool.
It is very interesting because, it's throwing off light, and even on this very bright day following the blizzard, the snow underneath almost seems to reflect the green back. It is very brief, but the whole world almost seems to turn green for an instant there.
It's amazing.
Are you moving anywhere else?
No, I think I like him behind his little safety rock.
Alright.
This is my rock.
This is my rock, he's my friend.
Yep. This your bush? You king of
This
the
is my
forest?
special rock.
Miri and Rian, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think he's calling out to this guy, essentially, like, just hold on, we're coming. And then he is going to move up here. Do I want to pull the crossbow and fire? Hold the weapon. He's got his shield equipped already. I already said he did. So,
Yeah.
no, he's got. He pulls his longsword. I guess readies the dodge action. And Miri, I'm gonna have him. He's like, Miri, stay next to me this time. We're gonna put some practice into this. He's gonna do the dodge action just in case.
And Miri comes bounding after you, but as soon as she lays eyes on that big old Yeti, almost seems to like squeak to a halt beside you.
Yeah. Like, don't worry, we'll be all right. Stay steady.
And Dreamer, that is now going to be your turn. Where are you going? And then Krellik, you're going to be next up.
Come on, Dreamer. What you got?
Oh no.
What's wrong?
He's reacting.
Oh, gotcha. As he sees it.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh dear, my arm seems to be off.
I'm going to dash.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say dab.
That'd be. He
Pull
just
up.
runs up and dabs. He's just like,
What do you think about
I
this?
dab at it. I dab on my haters' graves.
So you dash up there, and as you do, you are the first in the party to see that there is already another Yeti dead in the clearing,
Oh,
looking as if it has already been hacked into by this man with the battle axe, as if this is what he had previously been doing battle with and where his wounds come from. The Yeti directly in front of you, however, appears fresh and relatively unscathed aside from the few attacks you've seen it take.
Oh boy.
What are you doing?
I'm going to turn back to the party,
And then run away.
say, do not attack him. Can I tell? Gender, actually? Doesn't matter.
You, I think, would be familiar enough with Yetis that you're able to tell that this is a very large female.
What about the other one?
The other on the ground, its back is slumped to you. It's impossible to say.
Face down, ass up.
Yeah.
that's the way I like to what?
So I will turn to the party and say, don't attack her.
Pardon?
What?
I will turn back to the Yeti
Yeah.
and say something to the Yeti.
Hello.
What is it that you say?
Sorry for my companion's haste. We did not know what is happening. We don't mean you any harm.
Oh, I do.
I don't say it in common, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh.
you do not recognize the words coming out of his mouth. You actually hear for the first time our druid here speaking in the same language that you had heard distorted over distance the night before.
Like, it's trying to kill people. What are you talking to it for?
And I would like you to roll a persuasion check at disadvantage, because it is currently engaged in combat.
Would I,
Buddy's dead.
because of the one thing, would it just be a straight roll then?
Yes,
Ooh.
19.
a 19. So we'll see what that does here in a
Rolled
bit.
16 plus 3. Nice.
So, Krellick, as the others engage what is currently out of your sight on the other side of the rock there, and Dreamer charges ahead and orders the party to stand down. What do you do?
Crawler's gonna charge up. Get there, one run. Holy balls. I can move double if I sprint, right?
Yeah, you do dash.
Yep.
Hopping
Stop
over
right
rocks.
there.
Bam.
Yep, so you got nothing else. Used everything in the tank to
Yep.
get there.
But I'm there with the shield and the hammer drawn.
It's so hard to run.
Breathing very heavily.
Yeah, we're natural sprinters. Very dangerous over short distances.
Huh. Alrighty. So you come sprinting up, not able to take any attack action. That is going to make it the Yeti's turn. So I need to make a roll for them really quick. Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Madam.
Ba-ba-da-da-da. Ska-ba-da-ba.
But this very large Yeti female, who you can see just the murder in her eyes as she is glaring down from her very impressive height at this warrior in front of her, throws you a very confused look, Dreamer, and this is not a Yeti that you recognize, but your speech seems to have halted her attack long enough that you can see every fiber of her being wanting to cut this man down, but she is focused on you. And why should I, when he has killed him? What do you say?
Question. What do you say?
What do you say, Dreamer?
Better dream up something good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dream up something good.
That's good.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry.
No, it's alright.
If you kill this man, I cannot guarantee what my companions here will do to you. If you stop, we can end the cycle of bloodshed here.
Alright, and while she is focused on you, Tavini, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's just gonna move up a little bit. Little crunch crunch of the snow. Get a better look at what's going on. And Dreamer said not to attack the Yeti.
That's
Yeah, he told us to
what the
stand
man
down.
Said.
Now, do you listen to the robot? That's the question.
Yeah, she listens. She will just that is what she will do. She will just walk up and watch.
Alrighty. So you walk up and, situate yourself so you're able to better see this creature on the other side of the rock, and she is massive. That is now going to be the Berserker's turn. And having thought perhaps that you'd come here to rescue him, seeing you all stand down and himself bloodied, mauled by this creature and the other lying in the snow, he gives you almost a betrayed look, Dreamer. Says, panting, "Why would you side with it?" And readies himself to attack it again. Felgrin, what do you do as he prepares himself to swing?
Is he? So he's just going to swing.
He's just going to swing on this thing.
And I have the only action.
I am granting you this, yes.
Oh. God.
Dinner.
I think he would get his eyes are just kind of darting between Dreamer and this barbarian. And then the Yeti trying to do quick math in his head. You better be right, Dreamer. He's gonna cast Sleep
Yes.
in
Let's say.
in such a way
Alright.
that I can do the radius in a way where it only hits the barbarian man, I believe.
Can Dreamer be put to sleep? I mean, if he gets caught.
That's
no.
true. I guess that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if you want to roll those HP die.
Well, he is pretty low. That's what I'm banking on.
I was gonna say it looks like he's in like single digits, pretty easy. So let's see how this works.
I think we determined my HP still counts against the sleep pool if I'm caught in it.
I can do that. So
Oh, cool. Then he's fine. Just put everybody to sleep so you can sort it out afterwards. Just knock the whole
25. All right.
team out. Oof.
So
yeah, he would just kind of snap his fingers, and like little butterflies start flying around his head.
it is very strange because the moment you snap, the barbarian's arms seem to drop, not in a chop, but almost as if he's trying to hold himself up with his axe, and he is swaying on his feet. And you can see that it is not just from blood loss now, as he goes crashing over backwards into the sort of bloodied mud and snow underfoot. The Yeti, her head starts to tip forward, and then she violently shakes herself awake, being just on the edges of the spell and not it being enough HP to even put a dent in her. And yeah, it seems the man who was fighting for his life is currently unconscious at the feet of his attacker. His very violent, angry attacker. So, what are Rian and Miri doing?
Put a lot of faith in you, robot.
I think. Well, yeah. Since now that he's seeing all this go down, I think. Let me see. Can I do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? Yeah, I can come up and around behind the guy. The circle doesn't stay effective
No.
with the sleep spell, right? I'm not walking into it.
No. It's
Okay.
not like an area of effect. Well, it is, but it doesn't linger.
Gotcha. And I think he's coming up and kind of putting his shield up towards the Yeti and being like, again, he's like, just like Grin. He's like, Dreamer, you better be right. Be like, easy there, easy. Kind of like got his shield up, like trying to defend this guy.
Mumbling, what am I doing?
Yeah. Oh God, you better be. Just fucking Dreamer better be right. Like, like this thing looks so mad, and be like, easy, Mary, follow my lead.
Yeah, Miri is currently crouched behind your legs.
Yep. And we're both taking the dodge action just in case.
Alright. And Dreamer, as you watch all of this go down in a matter of seconds, what is your next move here?
I'm going to just stand over his body. Just like,
Alright.
why did this man kill your mate? Friend?
Mate,
Cousin?
we hunt in the blizzard. You do not look like prey. But
Hunting him?
And those blazing eyes go to the unconscious man between your legs, and then to Rian beside you. But she still seems intrigued by your ability to speak their language. You see those massive claws flexing open and closed, with the desire to rend and tear.
I will gesture towards like Krellick and Rian, just like back up. Just sort of have his Dreamer will just have his hands up, just like focus on me right now, please.
Alright, so Krellick, what is your response?
Krellick doesn't like any of this.
Nope.
doesn't like this at all. He doesn't trust any wild beast, so he's not backing up.
Nice.
But he's gonna kinda follow Dreamer on this one and not attack, but ready to attack. If that thing moves on that downed guy, he's swinging.
Nice.
Alrighty. So, the Yeti, as you all sort of stand down or stand between her and prey, seems to take in the good health of the rest of your group, and in particular is eyeballing the very large and sharp weapons in Rian and Krellick's hands so close. And those very angry eyes flick to Felgrin in the back, completely ignoring the very small halfling standing between her and the caster. And with a snarl, she takes a step back to give more space.
Nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna let out like a huge sigh, like, oh.
It's not gone yet.
Oh, it's by baby steps.
Son,
Baby
unfledged your
steps.
buttocks.
I would say we're gonna step out of the turn order, but in case combat
Okay.
kicks back up, we are going to not yet end the encounter. So what is everyone doing currently?
I think Rian's doing essentially what Krellick's doing, like just holding his ground, leaving the space so that Dreamer can step forward or do whatever he's going to do to talk to this thing so that he can defend this guy, but essentially keeping his action readied to, if, like, he's keeping his weapons out, like, if this thing charges or attacks, we're going to town. Like, we're taking it straight down to Chinatown.
Understood.
Yep. Basically it.
Never thought we'd be doing diplomacy with a friggin' Yeti.
The Rock
but
is
here
my
we are.
happy
Nope.
place.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
Just stay in your happy place,
Yep.
Grin. Stay in your happy place.
he's just kind of peeking over the rock. Is it leaving?
Yeah, he's got bolt ready. Like, huh?
It's
Huh?
like fire in his hand behind his back.
Most definitely not leaving yet, but seems to be standing down. Again, those bloodied jaws working open and closed, and those claws flexing. There are bloodstains on her fur. Primarily seem to be not from wounds that she has taken. And other than
Yes.
that, just pure white, intimidating muscle standing in front of you. You almost feel the heat coming off of her in this very cold winter air. So,
Big woman.
Big woman.
These were the things out in the
She's a
out in the
brick.
snow.
If
How?
Turi is allowed, she will attempt to move up, grab the guy, and pull him back. Like, carefully drag him back 10 feet, because he's asleep. So he's kind of in a dangerous spot.
So, let's see. You are able to get beside the berserker, but you are only able to move him a few feet before you run out of movement there, so you would be beside him. Managed to get at least a little more distance from the Yeti, but you can see now, as you have a better visual on the creature around the rocks, the very long, large, powerfully muscled legs could easily close that distance in a few bounds.
Give it a shot. Dare ya.
Don't.
I don't say that. Yeah, I don't say
Leave.
that. I was gonna say.
I want what's mine. She is standing and staring at you still, Dreamer.
I will close the gap a little bit.
Mind the gap.
He was taken down by us, so now he is ours. There is plenty of prey out here. Surely this one measly morsel.
And he is speaking all of this in that same language that you guys had heard last night that is not really anything you can place. But the big female seems to be listening intently, and again sort of scans the group as if weighing her odds against the lot of you. And after a while, she snorts this very large,
I am sorry about your maid.
"He was family. He will feed family. And she trudges over to the corpse that is a little smaller than her and lifts it very easily onto her shoulder. And you could see now the wounds, almost the head lolling off of the neck from where the berserker had nearly severed it from its shoulders. Just sort of, rolling around against her back, leaving a smear of blood between those white shoulders. And as she hefts it and looks over her shoulder back at you, Dreamer, she gives this almost disgusted sound and starts walking off into the woods. Anything else the party is doing?
Happy Rock.
Yeah. I think
Rock.
Rian's just breathing oh, that could have been really bad. Tavini, could you see about that man's wounds? He looks not great for the world right now.
I am not exactly trained in medicine, but I can look. Yes.
And she will look the guy over and see if there's anything she can do for him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check. 8?
Yeah.
I mean, you could certainly tell that he is still asleep. You gauge his injuries to be grievous. He might survive. I mean, he's not dead yet.
She doesn't like the look of it, so she will grasp her holy symbol again, and she will whisper a prayer to the Father of Forges and say,
Father of the Forge, bless this ally, heal his wounds.
And she will do cure wounds on the guy,
Nice.
on his sleeping form.
Alright, if you want to go ahead and roll that.
Nice.
270.
Alright.
Points of healing. Yeah.
He is, at this time, currently still unconscious as the Yeti retreats into the woods, occasionally still throwing a scathing look over her shoulder at the rest of you. Very gradually fades out of sight amidst the trees.
Figured I should keep him snoozing until they're gone.
No, that's a good call. I'd say we should probably lug him back to town. I'm assuming that's where he came from.
Well, in less than a minute's time, he's going to wake up, so...
Aye, that's true. Well, we get as close to town as we can, away from that thing, I'd say.
Why did
you know.
why did we not assist him?
That is a very good
Why
question.
we attack?
Dreamer, why didn't we defend the man that was obviously being hunted by a creature?
We just saved his life.
You have to understand, look at him. What are the odds, do you think, that he would have survived?
That is true. It is just Yetis are violent hunters. What if someone smaller than him is the next one to be hunted?
Eyes. Anyone could be next.
True, but as the little fox friend said, or fellow said, Bob, the little fox said, was that there's lots of them up there. Taking one down doesn't mean much.
Aye, well, who knows? Take one down, it could have saved the family.
Right? And maybe by saving this one, we just opened up the lines of communication that ends them hunting this town. I mean, we can do a lot of what-ifs here. The fact is, we did save this guy. All we can do is go forward from
He's
here.
just curious and nods slowly.
Aye, let's not debate it, let's just go. We get out of here before more of them come back.
Aye, that's what I'm worried about. So let's pack this dummy up and head towards the village. I'm sure he'll wake up any minute now, and we can explain to him how we saved his
Live
life.
in the now. That's what I always say.
I actually agree with you this time.
So, as you are having this discussion and the distant footfalls of the Yeti fade away, the man on the ground, you hear a very slight groan as he then rolls over, sort of onto his side and tries to push himself up off the ground. What? Did I pass out? Where's... And he's looking around, wild-eyed,
Morning, sunshine.
gripping his axe as he reaches for it, for the Yeti.
Had a nice little nap.
Aye, blood loss and all that.
I mean, yes.
Just take it easy. The creature's gone. Everything's alright. Just, you're safe now.
Thank you. And he gets very ponderously to his feet. And you see as he stands, this is a dark-skinned, tidily shaven, he's got black hair, man with just huge muscles, just shy of about 6.5 feet tall. He hefts that axe over his shoulder and sort of looks you all over, easily the tallest person among you, aside from Dreamer.
Big fucker, ain't you?
You have
Fight
to be
for
if
it.
you're gonna be living out here. And he sort of gestures towards the north end of the glade, and you do see that there is a path heading that way, and through it, a glimpse of a cabin. Should we get out of the cold in case there's some out here?
Aye, that's probably a good idea. How close are we to town?
It's about an hour north.
Okay, so we're pretty damn close. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Well, let's get you, if anything, let's get you home there. And get you, because you got tore up there. And so you were not looking good. Luckily, this one, and he kind of nods to Tavini, like, this one healed you up a little bit.
Well, thank you, little one.
Yes.
And he motions towards the cabin and starts leading the way, limping with every very long stride, and calls over, speaks over his shoulder. The name is, Alvin Shorthelm. What brings you
Shorthelm.
out here to the cold? Yes.
That's a familiar name.
That's the one we're looking for. What was his first name?
The,
Staff something.
Falstaff.
Stagman. That's the
Falstaff.
one. Yes.
Yeah. Falstaff Shorthelm. You know him?
Yeah. My father. Him and his wife, Grimelda.
Yeah. We're here to actually deliver some a package to him. And actually, little Missy here, she's actually here to meet him.
Well, I can make introductions if you want to stay the night, at least. I can offer you dinner for saving my life.
Yeah, we only had rations the last few days, so home cooked meal I ain't going to turn down.
Yep.
Anybody else object?
Curly perks up at dinner.
Yeah.
Well, a fox ate most of mine.
And through the trees, you could see that the trees grow up pretty close around it. He didn't clear too much space around it. It seems that he does most of his work in that clearing. But he takes you inside a small but comfortable and dry cavern that, outwardly appears tiny. He's very tall. His head almost would brush the ceiling, but inside it's surprisingly spacious, almost quaint. And he rests his axe against the wall near the door, as you've seen someone else here living in the cold and dangerous North do. It seems to be a habit of people to keep their weapons within arm's reach of the front door. But he rests it there, and heading to a small fireplace in the back there, which has a very cheerily crackling fire, takes a brass kettle down from a shelf and starts filling it with water and hanging it from a hook over the fire. I'm gonna get some tea going, but I have mead if you want.
Mead sounds fantastic.
Hey, I'm not going to turn down a good mead.
Aye, me neither.
We know,
I didn't
Trevor.
think you would.
I'll just sit. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, forget
I'll
it.
wait for tea.
And he gives a very perfunctory nod, and there is a keg beside the fire, almost alarmingly close. You can see the edges of it seem to be blackened a little from wood smoke. But as he pulls down a pair of tin cups from the same shelf that he'd pulled the brass tea kettle down from, kind of looks at all of you apologetically, and you don't have any, ration kit cups. I only have the 2.
Yes.
Yep, I got me own cup, don't worry.
He'll slap his cup down on the table.
Yep, he goes through his mess kit and puts his down too. It's like, oh, I'm not missing out on this.
He thumps the side of the keg, and though you can hear a hollow sound from it, there is a slosh of liquid, and he motions to it. Have your fill. I'll get another when we're in town.
Oh, you are a gracious host.
Cheers.
Gracious to people that saved my life. And he
Hey.
raises his empty cup and cheers and, takes a seat at a small table with 2 chairs, with a window looking out into the wood. Sort of kicks back and stretches out his boots toward the fire, crossing his ankles. So, you said you were looking for Mada.
Aye, yeah. We got a package delivered from Griggle back in Fireshire, and this little missy, Miss Tavini here, she's here to meet with him about what are you planning on apprenticing with him? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's to apprentice with him. She's a smith along the way, apprentice smith now, doing all types of.
Oh,
You should see her designs. They're actually pretty cool.
yes, and he motions towards the holy symbol on your chest there, that symbol to Moradin that hangs about your neck. That's quite a bit of work. I actually know a bit of blacksmithing from my parents, though, it takes a true artist to make a truly exceptional blade or tool. I find I'm better out here with trapping. Anyway, packages. You, at a job many people take in the South?
Yeah,
I must say it's more exciting than you think.
I sure as hell has been.
I would prefer my quiet routine when it's, left quiet.
Not crawling with Yetis, I'm assuming.
And this very shadowed look passes over his face. A very troubled expression. Yeah, I know that. I'll tell you what, I would be warming in the belly of a Yeti rather than beside my fire had you not come when you did.
Probably thank the Yeti Whisperer, not me. Kind of nods at Dreamer.
Yeah. I think you'd kind of nodded that, but like, by the way, Dreamer, what was that? You talked to the damn thing. How do you know how to speak to a Yeti?
Good question.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
He just nods.
It was
Yeah.
something I picked up a long time ago.
To talk to Yetis? I didn't even think they could talk. I know they could do like that little thingy, but I didn't think it was like an actual language. Just thought it was like how a bear roars at you or something.
Yeah, they seem rather stupid.
That one didn't seem. It wasn't the brightest.
It's an assumption. Obviously, I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, all creatures speak.
That I know.
That's true. You said you can talk to foxes.
Not directly like that. Don't know the fox's language.
Oh, I'm not going to pretend like I know what that means. But
Well,
this is
either way, you happen to be along the way. It's a stroke of good luck.
it is true. We just happened to be heading north here. Luckily came across you. We're on our way to Hundlestone, so
It's just lucky that people like to scream when they swing big weapons.
it's true. You keep that up. I'll say that saved you this time. Had you not been screaming out there, we would have had no idea. It passed right by on the road.
And, when you're done with Hundlestone, where are you going?
Well,
Back to the
heading
coast?
North.
Now we got more business up in 10 towns.
Again, that troubled look lingers in his expression. And he kind of looks you
Oh.
all over.
You know something we don't know?
Well, I know a lot of things I imagine you don't know. I know the tracks of different animals through the snow, and sorry, I'm yanking your chain.
Yeah.
I've heard rumors, tales from folk coming south about how bad things in the Dale have been the past few years. Outside, and he points towards the, what is about late afternoon here. And again, this being high in the northern hemisphere, the sun does not pass fully into the sky as you would expect on at noon, but rather hangs low on the horizon. But he motions towards the stretching shadows outside, and even what light we get here, say it doesn't reach the other side of the mountains. I don't know if you take stock and things like that, but
Is that normal, or is it a new occurrence? All of a sudden, it's just not. Light's not reaching 10 towns.
sudden, a few years, you hear rumors of an eternal night and creepy auroras. That, what is she? Frost goddess, riding her owl across the sky, painting it, if you believe such things.
Oral?
And Tavini's just like sitting up.
Grin looks to her and be like, what's that? This is all new to me.
That's the name. I can't imagine that rumors of what happens to a bunch of thugs and exiles reaches far south, but yes, Arl. Of course, it's probably only rumors, but, game's been scarce the last few years. Wildlife's starving itself or being starved.
Huh.
Things are out of balance, and it's got to do beyond the mountains.
I think that kind of worries Rian, because the whole reason he's going north is to, try to find his mother in 10 towns. So the fact that there's eternal night and all these bad things, it's just
Philrin's uncharacteristically unable to come up with a wisecrack for that.
No.
Question. Do Yetis normally come this far south?
Normally, you'd hear of them in the mountains. I'd tell you to be wary on the road, the 10 trail if you're heading north. For them to come so far south, no, that's new.
Any idea what would be driving him this way? Usually that's the only time you see beasts like that start going outside their hunting grounds.
Food and
Hunger.
food, yeah. The eternal darkness with the giant owl thing is a thing that comes to mind.
That's true, yeah. Exactly. Either they're running from something, or they're running for something. Whether it's food, or from something even worse than whatever they consider predators, which I'd hate to see that.
And at that time, the kettle over the fire first starts to whistle, and as Alvin, hauls himself to his feet and pulls it from the fire just before it starts screaming, he comes back to the table and, since Dreamer had already mentioned he was waiting for a cup, motions for him to take the free chair, places his 2 tin cups between the pair of them, and reaches into a jar there on the table for some dry leaves that he tosses into both cups and pours some water over them. Don't eat that, just drink. Let it sit for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Things are, I imagine they're worse for the people north of the mountains, but not so great here either.
And Tavini's looking a little uncertain.
Do you hear things about towns? Dugan's Hole?
I know of Dugan's Hole. That's it's that little shithole on the edge of, what lake is it up there? Trying to recall. Yeah. I don't know the name of all the lakes up there. Bryn Shander's really the town that most people head north for. If you're going to Dugan's Hole, is that business?
Kind of. Family business.
He gives you a very perceptive look and then just kind of nods. You from Dugan's Hole?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Is it bad?
I don't hear any news about Dugan's Hole. I don't know that, aside from rumors of the sort of people that live there, it's not the first place anyone would ever want to go.
I think he's apologizing for calling your home a shithole.
It is very small. Right at the end.
I went fishing up in Lonelywood one time. That was good fishing. I have a cousin that lives up there.
Yes, ice is not as thick there. Redwater's, it is very, very thick.
The rest of you going up there for the fishing? Or you said you had deliveries to make more of these?
Just business.
Well, I actually plan on doing some fishing while I'm up there. Might even decide to settle there.
And, as he's kind of looking you all over, his gaze is resting on you, Rian.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of narrows his eyes a little. I've only got a glimpse of you, but didn't you have a cat or something before I went down?
Philrin just smiles and sips from his mead.
No, I think at that point he'll just kind of be like, Miri, why don't you come on out? It's about time that people got used to seeing you.
Oh boy.
And strut yo stuff.
Yep.
Claws her way out of the pack, and you can almost hear her grunting behind you as she kind of squeezes herself out. And Alvin, who currently has his tea up to his lips, kind of like pauses and just stares over the rim of it at her. And she just stares back.
Adorable cat.
Completely, almost impassive.
Not a cat.
Not quite.
Yeah, he looks into the bottom of his cup and then puts it aside.
Nice.
I gather.
It's not what you've been drinking, don't worry. Like, this is my adopted daughter,
Yeah, her
Miri.
tongue is sharper than her claws, don't worry.
Her claws are getting pretty sharp herself. Keep running your mouth like that and she'll show you one of these days.
It's a compliment.
Gives Grin a wink. I'm just razzing you, don't worry.
Seems like quite a mixed bunch. Which, I mean, come from a mixed household myself. I mean, you. And he points to Tavini, and in particular at the symbol of Moradin on her chest. That's a dwarven god I myself follow, and he's very plainly human. Your parents teach you that worship. I know I learned it from mine.
No. It was my teacher. He taught me. A dwarven smith.
Yeah, that would be the place to pick it up. As you've all been discussing, the late afternoon has sort of stretched on, and the sun is starting to descend again behind the trees. That very fast day-night cycle that exists in the northern hemisphere, where the night surge is almost distressingly long by comparison. And he gets up and opens the door, and there's a bit of cold air that comes rushing through as he sticks his head out and peers to either side. Not that you'd see anything night coming, but it's always worth it to check. You're welcome to stretch out bedrolls here on the floor. It might be a bit cramped. I'll reach town tomorrow and meet my father.
Well, we slept in a bone-filled cave before, so this'll do fine.
Hey, anything's a step up from that, so we appreciate your hospitality.
Anything else I can do for you before I retire? Feels like, I did get my ass kicked, so.
But you held your own. You took down one of them, and that's no small feat.
He nods appreciatively at that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Unless anybody else needs anything, I think we're good to get some rest and then head into town tomorrow.
Just another cup of mead.
I might join you with that, but that does sound good before we go to bed.
And he motions, very generously towards the keg, indicating, do as you please with
He's
it.
already on the way.
Yep, it's like, okay, well then you are picking up another one next time you're in town, because you will not have this one before the night's over.
Sleeping in a bone-filled cave and then possible Yeti. He wants to drink.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a stressful couple days. It's like,
So he will be
time to unwind a little bit.
himself. Yes.
All right. So you drink until the keg runs empty. You even tipping it a little to fill the bottom of your cup really does nothing.
We make
bone
Krellic lay on the
dry.
floor. We open it up. Just pour it into his mouth. Be like, chug, chug, chug.
Yeah, the calls of chug, chug, chug. Very briefly, you hear like a annoyed groan from the sleeping man in the bed in the corner as he kind of just rolls over, turns his back to the rest of you to face the wall.
We're like drunkenly like, shh, shh.
She's
Keep
sleeping.
it down.
Chug,
We got you. Keep it down. Yeah, chug, chug, chug. He's the little dwarf that could.
Miri, at one point, sticks her head into the side of the split cask and starts lapping at the inside and the bottom.
Oh dear.
Hi, girl.
bad
Like, you're not old enough for that yet, Mary.
teaching her bad habits. And then she just laughs.
She,
Yep.
after a couple of licks, sort of like draws back, and if you've ever seen a dragon disgusted, certainly just, oh, my tongue hurts. And she's just kind of
makes us always start
she's
cracking
sticking
up.
it out and is like trying to look at the end of her tongue, but just kind of goes cross-eyed a little.
We just start laughing. Like, ah!
That's how you know it's good.
Hey. And this guy would know if look at
Feel a
him.
little tingle on the
Like,
top.
look, like you don't get a beard without having a few meads.
And as the night draws on and you kind of settle down to sleep, and the fire burns low, not quite going out, but enough that it's casting shadows throughout the room. Very distantly, in the still of the forest around you, you can hear the faint, distant bark, the yap of a fox, and even more distant, a responding call before everything is quiet again.